for most regions, with fine patches in the south. Full details on news, sport and weather at 7:30.
And it's 22 minutes past 7. Now, New Zealand may have been the first in the world to give women the vote, but a century later they're still paid, on average, 12% less than men. Well, today a public awareness campaign over pay equity is being staged outside Parliament. Well, to tell us more, we're joined by Angela McLeod, President of the Business and Professional Women of New Zealand Group. Good morning to you.
Morena Pepper.
18th of November, this is a significant date. Why is that?
It's because due to the 12% gender pay gap, 88% of the year is gone. The 12% that's left effectively means women are working for free from today till the end of the calendar year.
For the rest of the year. Exactly, and what time? You say 12%. Where does that figure come from?
That figure has come from information supplied by Statistics New Zealand, and it is 12% per hour worked. So it's probably a fairly simple measurement. I mean, if you were to take into account part-time work and flexible hours, that gap is actually more like 42%. So 12% is per hour worked.
Per hour worked. Are we talking about a woman walks into her workplace, sits down next to a male colleague doing exactly the same job and gets paid 12% less than what he is earning?
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
That's it.
Are there certain sectors where this is particularly bad?
Yes, in female-dominated roles such as social workers and school support workers with the Ministry of Education, all the caring type roles, residential care workers, it's worse in those roles, yes.
Why is that? Because you would think if they were female-dominated, do they just get excited when a male is interested in taking on some of the work? I mean, why is that? When they have a mass of women there to kick up a fuss?
I would probably say that would be true in the teaching profession. They're hanging out for male teachers. Yes, there's possibly the position where they would pay more to retain their male teachers. But I'm actually not sure why in a female-dominated role that the gap is worse.
I mean, is one of the problems that women are not kicking up enough of a fuss? Obviously, you will be protesting outside Parliament today. That will be part of what you will be kicking up. But are we a little bit complacent?
I'm not sure complacent is the right term. It's more about we don't talk about our pay. We don't sit around on a Friday night at the end of the week and talk with our mates about how much we had in our pay packet this week. Also, in some workplaces, in your contracts, it's actually asked that in your contract you sign that you don't talk about pay. Also, there are a lot of women out there now that are where their mothers and grandmothers have been fighting for equal pay. They think they have it because they don't have those discussions.
What would you like women to do, and what would you like the government to do?
Okay, I would like women to start thinking about and start having that conversation about their pay and start having the conversation, openly and honestly with their employer. What I'd like the government to do is actually take heed of what we're saying, keep up with our international obligations to have pay equity and to legislate so that it happens.
You talked about, I mean, in a very practical sense, if a woman is going in to, say, negotiate her pay, what practical things should she do? What should she take with her so that she can perhaps negotiate better?
Probably one of the things that I would recommend is to have a discussion with, ask the question about what the salary range is for the role and then negotiate from there. The problem, though, with that is that quite often there's no honesty about what the starting rate is. So a woman could quite easily be offered a salary 10,000 below a male and for the same role, and she doesn't know that because there's no discussion. So but yeah, just be open about what your worth is, value yourself and have confidence in yourself to say, well, actually I'm worth this amount of money.
Angela, thank you very much for joining us this morning. Angela McLeod from Business and Professional Women of New Zealand.
Alrighty, the Prime Minister